Will German luxury car brands face the same fate as Nokia? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking. Fantastic to have you here on the channel. Awesome to see so many new subscribers coming on. I think there's been about 7,000 over the last few days. Welcome to the channel. Now make sure you check out some of the 630 videos we've made over the last 6 months alone. Now every day we try to get out 5 videos. Why? Sounds like a lot? Actually, it's not. It's not at all, because there is probably 20 we could do every day. There is so much happening in the electric car and the battery industry. It is transforming so quickly that just 5 is not even doing it justice. So that's the reason. Really, honestly, if I could do more, I would. So if you can jump on and support the channel through Patreon, I'll put a link in the description below. That'd be fantastic. That'll enable us to make even more videos. Now, why is the industry changing so much? Well, because technology is changing every day. Now, what are electric cars? Technology. And what happened when Nokia was the king of the mobile phone industry? They were disrupted extremely quickly once smartphones became a thing. And now, well, everyone has either an Android phone or an Apple smartphone. Pretty much nobody has a Nokia. So what happened to Nokia? And why did it happen so fast? Well, I think it's clear that new technology came around and Nokia just wasn't prepared for it. And a lot of people are asking the question lately, is the same exact thing happening or about to happen to German luxury car brands? What actual advantage do they have over companies like, say, NIO and XPeng and several other new luxury car electric manufacturers in China? Now, I just made a video recent about a new Chinese electric vehicle that is outselling all the luxury car brand electric vehicles in China. Why is it outselling them? Frankly, it's simply better. The specs are better. The luxury is better. The technology is better. And the price is better. Don't get me wrong, it's not cheap. You don't get better for cheap, but it's cheaper than its comparable German luxury car brands. And it's better. It's simply a fact. I'll put a link in the description below to the video I made about that vehicle. Now, it's a car that most people in the world haven't heard of. It's a brand that you probably have never heard of. And yet, when I saw it, and I looked at the interior and I saw what the specifications were, I realized why it was outselling the German luxury car brands. It was simply a better car. So the question is, will German luxury car brands face the same fate as Nokia in the smartphone era? I think it's very possible. One key reason: German luxury car brands are not selling electric cars. They're not. They're really not embracing electric cars in the same way that many Chinese luxury car manufacturers are. Now, China is the world's largest car market, clearly, right? By far. And the world's largest electric car market is in China, by far. And in fact, the crazy thing is, it's tripled in size. The electric car market in China has tripled in size over the last 12 months. It is growing at an incredible pace. It's a similar kind of disruption to when smartphones came out and disrupted Nokia. Now, if you actually have a look at the technology in many of the cars that I've reviewed and talked about over the last 6 months, you'll start to recognize things like, hang on a minute, this vehicle costs half the price of an Audi electric car or a BMW electric car, and yet it's got double the tech. It's got 5 LiDAR. It's got 30 sensors. It's got level 3 autonomous driving technology. It's got 20-inch screens all through the car for cheaper than the competition. And the cars are actually available. That's a key issue. It's very hard to get an electric car from many of these German auto manufacturers because they're just not making many of them. So in some cases, what's actually happening is Chinese buyers are being forced to buy the luxury competition from Chinese manufacturers because it's actually available. And that's leading them to realize just how good those vehicles are. Now, an electric car in some ways is just technology on wheels. It's a battery and motors on wheels, and of course computer chips as well. So what it's coming down to is, really, a lot of the German marquees don't actually have one key advantage other than brand. And when it comes to brand, the truth is that a lot of the old legacy world manufacturers are being seen as old. They're being seen as ice. They still represent old technology. They're still trying to pursue the avenue of petrol and diesel vehicles. Because why? It makes money for them. It's hard for them to make money out of electric cars. Now, the rapid development of electric EVs has caused the previously solid market position of German luxury car companies to begin to loosen in China. If you actually have a look at the data, German luxury marquee sales are going down while the sales of electric car companies are increasing, and it's been a very strong trend over the last few months. Now in China, many people wonder whether Mercedes-Benz, BMW and Audi will face the same fate as Nokia did in the smartphone era. And this was discussed in an article posted by H Smart on its Weibo account. And the following are the main points of that article. Mercedes, BMW and Audi are not only facing the threat of the rise of electric technology, but also the changing preferences of consumers due to the change of generations. The younger generation sees ICE vehicles and legacy auto as the old school. The appeal of smart EVs for young people has soared, even surpassing the models of Mercedes-Benz, BMW and Audi. Now, NIO is now seen as, to be honest, a more desirable brand than Mercedes, BMW and Audi in recent surveys of the younger generation in China. Now, new car makers including XPeng Motors and NIO have redefined their cars through over-the-air updates. They actually do them the same way that Tesla does, while Mercedes, BMW and Audi have moved too slowly in this area. Now, while Tesla has been able to turn its camera inside the car into a car recorder via over-the-air update, most Mercedes-Benz, BMW and Audi models do not yet support over-the-air update functionality. Now, I made a video recently, right, about the World Car of the Year. Jaguar electric car won World Car of the Year. Pretty big prestigious award. Well, now it's basically dead. Check out the video. It's had over 100,000 views, I think. I'll put a link to that video in the description. Now, the key reason it is essentially dead, well, one of them is promises. One of the promises was Jaguar said, they told everybody, I read it all the time, it was all over the media, that if you bought this car, the great thing would be you'd get over-the-air updates. It would get better over time. Guess what? That didn't happen. Now, the existing EV models of luxury legacy ICE car companies are not competitive in front of the new car makers in terms of over-the-air updates and technology. From January to September, the average monthly sales of the BMW iX3 were less than 1,600 units. The Mercedes EQC was less than 425 units, and the Audi e-tron was not even 200. Now, whether that's due to supply or simply demand being low, we don't really know. But the reality is a huge shift is happening right now in China. It's not the first time in history that traditional brands have been hit by innovators. Kodak, the first to invent the digital camera, was eventually defeated by digital cameras. Nokia, once the world's top seller, lost out to Apple and Android. Now, I've just made another video about my predictions for 2030. And guess what? Most legacy automakers will either be a shell of themselves or have gone bankrupt by then. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. Make sure you check that one out. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you think. Could legacy automakers, could BMW, Mercedes, and Audi go the way of Kodak or Nokia? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for supporting the clean energy movement. Electric cars, they're the future, and that's where we're going. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.